harmony. I think we're being set up for something very serious and very big by some very powerful secret societies that very well could have extraterrestrial or otherworld intelligence guiding it. All over the world, we have accepted the authority as truth rather than truth as the authority.
Truth seekers and future truth speakers. Tonight, we got a great conversation that we're going to have tonight that I think is well needed, and it is time. This video and what I'm about to share with you is things that I'm not supposed to tell you. Research that is going to reveal to you why there are certain things going on in all of our lives, who is controlling all of this. And it ain't the Rothschilds and all these people that you think it is. Although I have my stories, I talk about the reptilian type stuff, which I do tell you they do exist, but it's another collective effort. And there's a lot of people in on it that is controlling 8 billion people. Now, tonight we're going to discuss this. And a lot of it is going to hit home. A lot of it's going to be some things that you may not want to share to some people, and you would want to put this information out because it is time. And as you know, we've been on our journey here with Truth versus Authority, and it's always about the truth and not the authority. So I'm going to get right into this conversation, and so that we could open it up for you and you can kind of know where we're going to be going, definitely in the route of where we are. I hope you all had a great weekend, a great Thanksgiving, and enjoy your love and everything with your family and ate some good food. Because what I'm about to tell you now, have you ever watched a flock of birds like move across the sky? It's a little hypnotic if you think about it. Thousands of individual creatures turning, diving, shifting in perfect, terrifying unison. And there's no leader. There is no single bird shouting out, hey, go left, move to the right, right? It's just not happening when you start thinking about this on a level. But it's a single invisible mind moving 10,000 bodies at once, if you ever looked at it. Now, look at your own life. Look at the world, what I consider burning around you. You were told that the chaos you see, the wars, the sickness, the sudden collapse of the dollar, the strange synchronized madness of our culture, it's just an incident. You're told it's just politics or incompetence. But deep down in the pit of your stomach, you should know it's a lie. It's a straight out lie. And if you feel it, you should be able to say, you know what, Roderick, I agree with you. There is something going on. Now, real quickly, give me my disclaimers. I got my grammar box over here to the left. You were able to go in here and get unlimited grammar letters out and everything that you're going to need. Over to the right, I have my spelling box. If you find anything on my screens anywhere that's misspelled, you get unlimited access to the letters to correct it. Now, if you got to go into the chat and begin, Roderick, everybody, then we know that we're still doing our shadow work. We need to work on the egos, because your mind should be able to understand no matter what comes out of my mouth, because you're smart like that and you're awake. Now, the sensation that you are walking through this maze where the walls are constantly moving, and most of us scream for change, and they give you a hero. You beg for the truth, then they give you a scandal. You fight for freedom, and then they hand you this digital cage. What if I told you that chaos is engineered? That the 8 billion of us, fractured, lonely, and fighting for scraps, are being herded by a force that's numbers less than, I would say, 10,000. Less than 10,000 will be the number that I'm telling you that you should be focusing on. Like, how is that possible? Well, we're going to break it up tonight. You're going to find out how it's possible, and you're going to know, and it's going to be great. So the part of it is they don't control you because you're smarter, because they're smarter than us. They don't control because, you know, they have this secret sauce. They control us because you, all of us have surrendered to this hive mind that they have. They control us because they, you know, and they have too, you know, in this hive mind, and it's something that we talk about with shadows and all this stuff, but they have perfected the hive mind, is where I'm going with this. They operate with what I call telepathic efficiency that you cannot see because you're looking for a villain. We're looking for it, but we should be looking for a virus, so to speak. They're a swarm. They share the same hunger. They feed on the same frequency, which is fear, sickness, and division. And tonight, we're not just talking about corruption. We're going to dissect the anatomy of this parasite. We're going to show you how the swarm intelligence operate and how they normalize your extension, and why the saviors that they parade in front of us all the time is just another head of the same Hydra, people. The cage is open, but only if you can see the bars is what we're going to do tonight. So I want to thank each and every one of you again. I hope you had a lovely weekend, and we're going to go deep tonight, and pretty much. And first of all, I just want to toot my horn a little bit real quickly. I looked in the mirror this morning, as I always do, and I usually say something great like I always do. And this morning I ended up just doing some type of affirmation, and I said, "You go, boy." I finally, when I went to bed last night, I was just taking notes on describing something, which says, tell us a little bit about yourself, some things that I'm working on. And I realized that I've had some great accomplishments over the years in my life just to begin this new section of where we're going to be heading as a community. I realized that I've done a lot of great things that even a lot of you know, and people will say, you go, Roderick, but sometimes you have to look in the mirror yourself and say to yourself, you, that you go, boy, right? And you know, I will start this podcast by saying I love you, which you know I do. Hopefully if you heard it over the weekend, especially in the Thanksgiving holidays, and not that parrot love, like I love you, but the real true love. But anyway, as I looked in the mirror and saw myself, and I started to say, you go, boy, to me. And I will say this because 2 years ago, as we started down this journey as a collective, it was a lot of things happen. I would say 3 years. You know, here it is being on 11 different TV shows, Open Mind, Gaia, Alien Endgame, Fox Tubi, Forbidden Knowledge, Discovery Channel, History Channel, Coast to Coast Radio, HBO, Apple TV, all of these things in the last few years of this new journey. And I don't talk about it a lot. Then I have to start thinking about, okay, you got your interviews and you've written your guides that's helping people, and then just lately you become a best-selling author. And thank all of you who bought this book and is still buying it, because it is a game changer of historic research that goes in, and when it is 2 years. Now, at that point, I say, you go, boy. And then I start thinking about where we are today as a community. And as some of you know, we're talking about C4, which is the conspiracy and conscious convergence community that we started here in Dallas. That also did a couple of shifts, and we did some add-ons, but we're now full effect. We're actually found the home, the location that has seats and projectors and microphones, so we can do our conspiracy and we can do our conscious, and it's our free events that we're doing once a month, every month, that we are doing. And here is it now. If you live in Dallas or anywhere in the area, just drive up December the 13th. We're going to explore, expose, and evolve. This is where the conversation, the world of voice actually happen. We're talking about activating the throat chakra, the truth. And if you want to get on our text list, 888-440-9771, keyword truth. It's free. Just go to truthversusauthority.org, register. It is free. And if you want our community, you can donate $5. It's there, but it's free. And then we're going to be giving away free T-shirts, and we're going to be giving away tickets to people who invite the most guests, as long as they register. So I know they're coming, and we can look on the list. These are your guests. You know their names. Then you get an opportunity to win a free ticket, and possibly VIP, but I'm going to say free ticket to our December the 30th event, and let me let you see what that's all about.
If you're in Texas or anywhere in the area, you have to be at this event.
Your body and let go of all the things that are outside of this ball.
This is going to be on December the 20th. We'll be doing a lecture talking about decoding the true Christmas story, the one they hid from you. That's the one that's deep, that has to do with your pineal and you being able to manifest your life. Also, we're going to be offering a core access experience where you'll learn how to get into yourself, create a new self, rewrite your DNA, Become who you came here to be. This is going to be an amazing time. We'll be with Roderick Martin, Truth versus Authority, Knowledge Beyond Reality event, coming to Texas. And if you're anywhere in the area, you want to make sure you're at this event. We're also going to be offering a special VIP event where you get to hang out with me. We're going to eat together. We're going to talk together, and you can ask questions, and we're going to dig deep, go deeper than you've ever gone before. This is your time to wake up. Don't be asleep. Wake up and get right. It's time for you to celebrate your life.
And so I say that, yes, we're going to be kicking it. So that's December the 20th. And listen, I may be giving away a free ticket to that for those who invite. We're going to set the bar. Let's say they invite 5 friends to our December the 13th. And you don't even have to be here. You can say I'm somewhere else or whatever. But as long as they register and I get the names of who those people are to you, then we can know. Then we might do a draw. Anything 5 and over, because we may have a couple ties. I don't know. But we'll give away a free ticket to this immersive experience. Now, one thing for certain, we didn't leave everybody out. So if you decide that you can't make it, but we're at least going to stream the Decoding Christmas to open up that peanut gland. So you can go Truth versus Authority and register for the online, all right? And then you'll just see that part. We won't stream that other VIP part or the access experience, because we're going to be moving around and shouting, whatever. But anyway, let me get into the story that we're going to be talking about tonight. And so, like I said, if you're in Dallas, make sure that you get on our text list, which is also in the description of the video. 888 number, type the word truth, and then you would get it. All right, so I hope y'all ready. And like I said, you go boy to me, and thank all of you for the support. And it's been an incredible year. But 2026, but what we're going to talk about right now, what I'm going to open your mind to right now, and what you're going to find that we're going to be doing at our C4s and the clock, where people are going to be able to just stand up, and I got a clock. They get 3-5 minutes. Everybody here, gang, tell us a conspiracy. Tell us, I don't care if it's insurance fraud. Tell us something. We all going to be learning something. Hundreds of people will be there, just boom, boom, boom. And then we'll do a conscience side. But to get there, you need to understand what I'm getting to say to you tonight, okay? And this is something they don't want us talking about. To understand the enemy, you first must discard what I consider the cartoonish idea of these secret meetings in a smoke-filled room, people. The reality is far more efficient and far more terrifying than that. See, the research that is done it indicates that this structure operates not as a hierarchy, but as a swarm. I've always showed you the pyramids and stuff, but this is a swarm. Now we're going deeper. And here's the math for this. 8 billion human beings are managed by a core network approximately of 10,000 elites. This represents 0.0001% of the population. How do they do it? How do less than 10,000 people work together in unison and control all of these people? And tonight, we're not only going to understand this, but when you start being part of this inner community that we're building, you're going to get code so that we can work around it ourselves too. And so how does such a microscopic minority enslave a planet? They do it through interconnected systems and architecture. I want you to understand what I'm saying tonight so that we don't have cognitive dissonance in this. See, I spent years mapping this beast, and I'm telling you, it's not random. It's a machine. It's the swarm that operates through distant tentacles, right? And have traced exactly how they do it. They feed off of us. The power brokers. This is the government. Okay, so let me break it down for you, because there's going to be a little trouble here when this get out. And okay, maybe the video don't go viral, but you're going to have the information. The power brokers in this is the government, the intelligence agencies. We're talking like CIA and NASA, the think tanks, that the Council of Foreign Relations. They write the policies. The profit engines. These are global companies, man. You can go all the way back to 2000 companies, big pharma, big agriculture, and central banks. They extract the wealth. The control grid is another part. This is Hollywood, the big tech, mainstream media, academia. They manufacture what we call the consent. But here's where the killer mind of the system reveals its true genius. It's the swarm that knows that human beings will eventually rebel, right? And you're hardwired to seek freedom. So they don't just control the government, they control resistance against the government. You get where I'm going with this? If you was at our last symbol and sigils with Brother Yosef and some other, we talked about the sigils. And we talked about, I gave one particular sigil and symbol that's in plain sight to all of Americans so that they know that the government is saying, laugh, 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 we work together. All right. And stick around tonight. Some of you missed that sigil and symbol webinar or lecture. You know, I may give you a way so you can see it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. We're just blessing right now. But listen, this is what creates what I call the not so obvious establishment. See, the system inputs propaganda and false heroes. This is the goal that it does. Its output, division, dysfunctions, helplessness, all of this stuff is part of it. They give you a villain to hate, the woke corporations, or what I call the fascist politicians. Then they sell you a savior, a billionaire, a populist, or a legacy family scion. This is what they do. And while you're busy fighting the culture war that's scripted, the swarm continues to consolidate power, profit, and control. People, this is an organized thing that's happening right before your eyes. They are not fighting each other. It looks that way. They're not fighting each other. They party together. Yeah, absolutely. The CEOs of these woke companies, they call them, and the anti-woke investors that sit on the same boards, they attend the same galas and they send their children to the same excursion shows and, the boot camps and all of this. They live as one. We think that we need to follow this side or that side. You get what I'm saying? And they live as one or operate. It's a swarm. They are creating a biological and psychological cage where the inputs are toxic food. Oh boy, do I know that one. Toxic ideas. And the output is a population that is fat, sick, dumb, and waiting for who is actually just another employee of the swarm. They got us looking, okay, the hero is coming, or let's vote for this person. They're going to make change. And we fall for it. People fall for it all the time. Okay, so we're going to get deeper into this. And like I said, if you want to combat that, you tired of dealing with that, you want to get around a group of people that's going to be talking the truth, using our throat chakra, the power of that, understanding how we are rolling, then we're going to do this in Dallas. We're doing it. And then I got someone who's planning to do it in San Antonio. Then we got some people, Brother Yosef is going to do it in Houston. And then we're going to get some people in Atlanta. We're going to grow this C4 conspiracy and conscious convergence community because it is time for us to become one. They got us divided. And everybody who's conscious know damn well they started out as a conspiracy theorist. And now today they can't even want to look at one. You get what I'm saying? It had to be a conspiracy to get you on the journey. You had to think something wasn't right. Right? Am I right? Am I making it up? Am I right? So where I'm going with this is, as we get ready to go deeper into this conversation, I told you they operate as a swarm. But you need to understand what the swarm actually is. Because if you think that this is just about a greedy CEO wanting a bigger yacht, or you're missing the war, no, they're after our very freaking souls. I spent decades, and especially in the last probably researching in here and all the stuff I do, I spent a lot cracking the codes that they didn't think we're going to find. And I'm telling you, we're going to go start deeper. We're going to teach and explore when we start doing our C4s. I'm telling you now. Yeah, it all had to start somewhere, and it's getting better and better. Now we're going to get more truth speakers, and people speaking is free. Come, I'm footing the bill, and then there's a few of us in our community who's supporting it too. So let's come. Just come. Invite people though. And then we all will foot the bill with our minds. That's how we're going to do it. But what I'm telling you is this. It's not politics. This is sorcery. Ooh, I just said it, didn't I? I just said it. In fact, I got to get my expression here and make sure this is sorcery. So there's a lot of people. All right. Y'all with me? Oh, I have my other expression clipped. It should have been like this.
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, what?
It's sorcery. That's what it is. And I'm telling you, they got it down packed. But if you came to our webinar that we did this past weekend, you know, the lecture me and Brother Joseph did, November the 20, whatever. A lot of you came, hundreds, watched it online. Y'all learned about sigils. You learned about magic. You learned about all of that, right? Yeah. In fact, yeah, you did. You know, we sat there and here's something he was talking about magic.
The first form of magic I ever used, y'all, was sex magic. Me and my wife wanted to manifest $50, and it worked the next day. The next day, we just tried it for $50, and this is like years ago, 2010. You know, the next day I got $49 in my bank account. $49, and I was like, "That's all I need to know." You know what I'm saying? So yes, it is.
You didn't call up on the phone, tell me, "Hey, babe, we need to go get that other dollar." Be in the room.
Right. No, $49. I was like, I take that. You know what I'm saying? It works. Yeah. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting $1. So it works. So yes, that.
Yeah. So they use sorcery and magic, and we're going to talk about that tonight. Now, a lot of you, if you missed the live, if for our Patreon, our Truth versus Authority, Luminous Order, people that have access to all access, it's in there for you right now. It's 3 hours. You better go watch it. You better watch it, learn it, create your sigil, understand the magic and what is happening before our eyes, and don't think it's not real. Don't think it's not real. So anyway, I went back to the source when I started going down there. I looked at what I call the Gnostic text, I should say, and I found it in this book called Nag Hammadi in the library. The documents established, they tried to burn it back in the day. They tried to bury it in the desert of sands of Egypt. And do you know what I found? I'm glad you asked. They describe a force called the archons, right? We talked about it. It's in freaking books, people. The texts don't call them rulers in a human sense. They call them mimics. They call them inorganic beings. And listen to me closely. The ancients warned us about the hive-mind and the lack of the divine spark, right? What the Greeks call emponia. They cannot create. They cannot dream. They can only copy, invert, and consume. And when you come to our C4, I'm going to show you what I've learned. And you already know I know the drill. I don't just talk about it, you know. I show you how to protect that solar plex and that reptilian shadow and the guide to recognize it. You know that, right? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to close your eyes. I'm going to show you how to capture those parasites, and you're going to see it. You're going to hear it. I'm going to give you a meditative way that you're going to hear them. And you're going to be like, what? Yeah, because they're there. But I'm going to show you how we're going to trap them and move them. All right, that's cool. Because it's time. It's time for, we just got to talk. But once again, does it sound familiar what I just talked about? Because see, look at AI, for example. Look at the corporate culture. Look at the soulless gray architect of the modern cities that they have now. It's archonic signature all over. They're building a world that looks real but feels dead because they are dead inside. They are parasites, and a parasite has only one goal: to modify the behavior of the host. That's us, that's you, so they can feed. This is not just a warning anymore. This is real. This is our mission with Truth versus Authority, but it covers a lot of areas that I'm getting ready to cover you so that you think that it's not over here. It's right here. What they're doing is right here in this dimension of where we at. And they got their minions, 80% of our government is ruled by them or bloodline by them. 80%. This is not a 80% of people in power, Hollywood. They're all they're of one, and they've been there. And we just think, oh, it's just a luck of things. Oh, people do slip through the cracks. But how do they mark their territory is the question you should be asking me. They do it right in front of your face with symbols. This is why we had the symbol. This is why I formed the trademark, the symbolizer. You all know the story, how I got there. If you haven't heard, I'm not going to mention it tonight. But this is real. This is no joke. And there's people going to still walk around and say, well, he's just making some stuff up. But they know when they wake up in the morning. They know how they're feeling. They know that there's something that's not right. They know when today doesn't look the same as yesterday and the light is not right or whatever. And then some days they can fix it. And then you walk out and the birds are chirping and they be like, damn, this is a beautiful day. They fixed it. But there's days there's a glitch. And you know it, you feel it, and you've been knowing it. But some of us is afraid to get down with the problem or get to the answers. But not anymore, because we're not talking about truth seekers no more. Everybody's a truth seeker. It's time for truth speakers. We're going to activate the throat chakra. It's all about the truth. Truth versus authority is a rebellion. But see, they are mocking you with the symbols too that we're talking about. And I want you to look at the medical industry itself. Every time you go to the hospital, what do you see? You see the staff with the two snakes entwined around with the wings at the top, and you think that's the symbol of healing. It's a lie. I checked the mythology. That symbol is caduceus. It's the staff of Hermes. And who is Hermes? He is the god of commerce, the god of thieves, the god of crossroads and trickster. The caduceus represent transaction. It represents the deal. It represents the guiding souls into the underworld. All right, I know. I should stop right there. I should just take a drink of my little apple juice. I should say nothing else. Because if I keep going, it's going to be a whole different thing. Do y'all want me to keep going? Give me some affirmation in the chat. Are you with me? Are you with me? Because I got a little more to go deeper with you. Are you with me? Because I got angry about it. I really did. And I was like, enough is enough. Thank you, Nicole. We're going to go. Enough is enough. You're going to say, so listen, the actual symbol of healing, the one they hid from you, is the rod of Asclepius. It's a single serpent of one snake, shedding its skin, representing renewal, nature, and the cyclical power of biology were given by God. You get what I'm saying? They swapped it. They changed it. But they swapped the symbols. This is sigil magic 101. We just had a whole thing on it. Like I said, if you want to go learn it, go to the Patreon, get the all access. It's in there 3 hours. All right, check it out. Brother Joseph, boy, that's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. I'm telling you. Oh my God. So where I'm going with this, they swapped the symbols. And it's sigil magic. That you can't, that's what it is. But by placing the symbol of the thief over the hospitals, they have ritually bound the entire medical system to profit and not healing. People, this is the whole point, that you got to turn the leaf. You got to turn over the leaf. We got to understand that when we heard about the miracles that was being formed, could it not have been magic? It just turned into miracles so that we can just, pray about it. Y'all with me? What if you can understand it too? Because we all should be able to. They are telling you in plain sight, they can't go against the free will. They have to get our permission or agreement. So they tell us everything, but they do it in so much of the simplest form that many people don't think it's that simple, and be like, nah, it can't be. Yes, it is. Because we're programmed to look for the strangeness. We're programmed to look for somebody holding a gun. We're programmed looking for somebody yielding a knife. But what if they're yielding a pen? What if that pen is just, it's lethal? And they don't have to use a gun or a knife. We're the one resulting to that type of stuff. They don't have to do it. They can watch it on TV as entertainment. They can do social studies, and we do it. Because see, their whole thing that they're saying in plain sight is we are here to rob you and not to cure you. And because you don't know the language of the symbols, you consent to the ritual every time you walk through the doors, because that's the whole place is done that way. And it gets even darker. It's not just symbols, it's alchemy. Oh my God, we're talking alchemy. When we did the sigil thing, I showed y'all the alchemy of one of those billion-dollar corporations do on us, how they put all this money in it, and it works. They make $1 billion. A lot of us are using our products, and we don't even know why. But it's power. But what if we use it ourselves too? Oh, I know I just said some. I know, throw him at the church or whatever, because he's talking about magic. Oh, I know I said, no, that's in the church too. They may say it a little different. You get what I'm saying, right? Why it is time. Truth versus authority is a rebellion, people. This is what we do. This is why, from where I was to where I am now and where we're going to be. This is why I'm even this past week, my circle got smaller, but it got stronger. I was betrayed royally, I think. Yeah, I reached out, I only had 1 or 2 people to talk to about it, but this one I had to deal internally. I was betrayed royally. And not just me, you, all of us. But I make my circle smaller now. It has got smaller. And it's going to get smaller. And it's stronger, though. It's stronger. And you need to do the same. That loose circle out there is no more. Get your circle and get into your community and find your tribe. And then your tribe work like a swarm that we're going to be talking about as I go deeper tonight. Yeah, I know. I'm glad you're still here with me. It's not just symbols. Like I said, it's alchemy. I've studied the Hermetic traditions. The true alchemy is about the magnum opus, okay? The great work. It's about taking the lead, the heavy, the base, the unconscious matter, and transmuting it into gold, spiritual enlightenment, vitality, the solar consciousness. You hear what I just said, right? The solar consciousness. That's what it's all about. But the swarm, though, these folks are inverted, if that's the word I want to use. They're inverted. They practice reverse alchemy. Roderick, how is that so? It is possible. Just put your car in reverse and see if it go backwards and still go into a different direction. And you can, technically, as metaphorically, as the storyteller that I'm trying to be here at the moment that I am. And then you say, well, Roderick, you put it in backwards, you're going the other way. No, you don't. Just turn the car around. It's still going backwards, but it's going forward. This is what they do. Yeah, that was a great one. I'm glad they just made that up. But you get what I'm saying. You can reverse things and still take it forward, but use the power of it in a way that helps you. You can do that. You can do that 100% without a shadow of a doubt. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? You can do just that. So the point I'm saying is they are taking gold, which is your children, your testosterone men, your pineal gland, your divine potential, and they're turning it into what I would just say a simple lead. This is why, once again, I'm going to show you what Doc B is going to be talking about here in Dallas, but you can just, it's all limited. We're only trying to 101 souls, and one is the speaker. If you want to register online, you're going to get to watch the part about this pineal gland, and so that you can turn it around. And once again, here is Doc B and what he has to say and what he's going to do December the 20th, just 20 days from now. All right, 20 days right here.
If you're in Texas or anywhere in the area, you have to be at this event.
Your body and let go of all the things that are outside of this ball.
This is going to be on December the 20th. We'll be doing a lecture talking about decoding the true Christmas story, the one they hid from you. That's the one that's deep, that has to do with your pineal and you being able to manifest your life. Also, we're going to be offering a core access experience where you'll learn how to get into yourself, create a new self, rewrite your DNA, become who you came here to be. This is going to be an amazing time. We'll be with Roderick Martin, Truth versus Authority, Knowledge Beyond Reality event, coming to Texas. And if you're anywhere in the area, you want to make sure you're at this event. We're also going to be offering a special VIP event where you get to hang out with me. We're going to eat together. We're going to talk together, and you can ask questions, and we're going to dig deep, go deeper than you've ever gone before. This is your time to wake up. Don't be asleep. Wake up and get right. It's time for you to celebrate your life.
So, like I said, they are, I'm going to warn a lot of people as we continue to go deeper into this tonight. And I've already said a lot that once you come back, watch this video again, and you'll hear some things that I said that'll just like, what? What I'm telling you is not something they want, but they don't really care for you to know, but they don't want anybody to know. Because they have a system of what they're doing, and it's working. It works in our houses. It works with our family and friends, marriages, relationships, jobs. The chaos, man. They know how to create chaos. And chaos is rampant. Well, I will say that not everybody's going to survive it. And most people are in it every day and they think it's normal. It's normal. They wake up in the morning, just normal. They know they're going to argue with their spouse. They know when I get home at 6 o'clock, it ain't going to go right. They just know because the chaos is invented. You don't have to stay in it. I'm not saying both people get out of it, but you get out of it. Because the goal, like I said, is the most saddest part is our children. And men, the testosterone. And then everyone else, it's your pineal gland, your divine potential. You see what Doc B is talking about, even Christmas. Christmas is set up for it royally. Royally. It's set up for it royally. And so what do we need to do there? What do we need to do? They literally, there are heavy metal poisoning your biological or biology to weigh down our spirit. They have endocrine disruptors. Look at the what they call it, atrazine or something that's in water. This is an accident. I've tracked these elements down and they're inducing the state of biological confusion. You get what I'm saying? They're doing that. And it's crazy as it sounds. That it's in plain sight, people. Plain sight is where it is. Plain sight. And they're not letting up the throttle on us. In fact, they're getting desperate. They're getting really, really desperate. And they need to control some things a little better, okay? They're getting really desperate. In alchemy, the rebis, R-E-B-I-S, or the hermaphrodite, is a symbol of the final stage of spiritual unity, a high, holy state of mind. But these are monsters? I don't know. They're forcing a concept onto the physical bodies of our children. They're taking a spiritual metaphor and turning it into a psychological nightmare to confuse the population. If you don't know who you are biologically, You can't fight them spiritually. It's a disguise, degradation or ritual disguise as progress. And while they poison the body, they fracture the mind. I looked at geometric patterns that they use, the hexagram, the six-pointed star, a sacred geometry, and this is the perfect union of fire and water, and the blade and chalice and the masculine and the feminine. They use all. It represents balance and harmony in God. But the swarm has shattered the hexagram, and then they ripped it apart. They took it upward, or they took the upward triangle, and they called it woke. They took the downward triangle, and they called it anti-woke. They created what we call a Hegelian, Hegalin or whatever, dialect, which is a conflict engine. They manufacture these theses, right, and antitheses, and then they smash together and form a synthesis that they want to control. It's crazy. They have you fighting over which triangle is better while they sit in the center in this empty space, and they're just laughing. They own the woke companies that's selling you the rainbow flag, and then they own the patriot company selling you the survival food. It's the same banking accounts. It's the same swarm. They've hijacked the archetypes, and we talk about that in my guide. They know you need a tribe. See, this is where I had to cleverly implement what we were doing. They know you need a tribe. Your ancestors, everything was built on tribal stuff. They know this. It is you who don't know it in most cases, because they gotta say, I can do this by myself. I can blah, blah, blah. I don't need this. I can enlighten. You need a tribe. This is why we have our tribe that we're building. Okay? And I call it the uncensored tribe. However, we put it under our right here, our C4's events, the conspiracy and conscious convergence community, explore, expose, and evolve. This is where conversations, the world of voice actually happen, the throat chakra. Look at the text number, 88. Somebody just a screenshot this so you can come back at it, 888-440-9771. Text the word truth, and you can register for free and just come for free. Come be part of the tribe. And when I have to stress the word free, because just come. Oh, we're going to talk about this stuff. We're going to play some video. I'm going to give you some stuff. I'm going to go into that secret drive. I'm going to show you some stuff. Now that we got the facility, it took us months, but we got the projectors. We got the microphones. We got the stage. We got the 100 and some seats. We are ready. We're ready. People, they hijack them archetypes. They know you need a tribe. You got to believe them. They do know, and you do need a tribe. You need a tribe. It's all I can tell you. There's no more need for us to be operating in turtle shells. There's no more need for you. Now, you make your independent decisions, absolutely, and everyone in the tribe does. But they move in a certain way, and it works. How come we can't do it? Because sometimes we have all these issues, and that's another story we can go into at another time. But again, they know you need this tribe, but instead they give you a political party, and most people we're fighting each other from that. They know you need a hero. So they give you a celebrity or a politician, and we already know some of these people think some of these people are heroes. See, we thought they're part of the puppets. They're redirecting your libido, your psychic life force, into a dead system, or I should say their system. You're feeding the archons every time you pick a side in their fake war. They're eating our energy. There are vampires of the mind. I always tell it, your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. That is the statement. Carry it with you. Understand it. Look deeper into it, because it gets deeper every time you think into it, because it's there. It's the truth. I don't care what you see. If your mind is blind, it is being fooled right off the bat. They are vampires of the mind. All right. So I'm here to tell you the only way to win is to stop playing their game. Stop worshiping their false idols. Start decoding the reality that they built around you. And if you do that, then you start making your symbols and sigils. Then you start playing by the rules that they have already set. See, you can win in their world. We just try to stay so much out of it, but we're still in it that they control. What if we step in it and walk like them and look like them, but mess them up? They can't see us. You raise your vibration, the parasites can't see you, not in the other dimensions. They can't see you if you're walking among them too. Yeah, I ain't say put yourself and walk in their shoes, but we can learn tactics. We can learn money-making secrets. If 8 billion people's program and they know the code, we need to get the code too and do good with the money. That's what we're doing. That's it. I'm not going to tell you to go hide under a rock. Yeah, you want to build your bunker for other reasons. I ain't tell you to go hide in it. You get what I'm saying, right? So where I'm going with this, as we are in where we are. Now, I know you may be thinking you're sitting here, maybe, clenching your fist, telling yourself, I know who the enemy is. I know who to vote for. I know who the good guys are, Roderick. My haters are going to be doing that. They're already doing it now. But my haters, I love you. But today I did toot my horn. Best-selling author, TV. You can find me. Go all your places. Your Amazon, your HBO, your Apple TV, History Channel, Discovery Channel, and Gaia. Keep going. You can find me everywhere. You can't miss me. But I'm saying to you, while you're saying to me, you know who the enemy is. You know who to vote for. You got free will. You can do whatever you want. And that right there, that is the freaking trap. I don't know how any other way to say it. I don't even know if I should say it, even though I have. That's the trap. This is the hardest pill that you're ever going to have to swallow. The system does not fear your anger, people. It feeds on it. This is why when you heard me say, oh, I was getting mad. And then the way I'm going to end this now, not end the show, but the way I end it now, I don't get mad no more. I get it now. I was working the other day and I was reading something. I was like, what the FT? I was like, what the? And then finally I started laughing. Oh, you clever son of guns. I started laughing. And that's when it all started changing anyway. Because we just got to laugh at it. We just didn't see it. They want us mad. They want me to go out and build a community of mad folks. No, we're loving, smart, truth-seeking, speaking, throat chakra, solar plex, guardian people. Now, we're going to F you up. Don't get it twisted. But we're going to do it smiling. You get what I'm saying? We ain't going to let them just run over us. And we ain't turning the other cheeks either. But what I'm saying is, we can win smiling. Yeah, we can win smiling. And that's how we're going to do it. That is exactly how we're going to do it. You get what I'm saying, right? So now let's just roll. We're going to roll it. See, what the swarm does, they don't, like I said, they don't worry about us rebellion like that, like, so to speak. Again, they just happy to feed on what they does. Again, they do not fear, a candidate that we say, oh, this person is going to be the person voting for, or we're going to put him in a place. They selected him anyway. Understand that the person that, the persons that we select that represent us were selected by them to represent us. They handpick them by bloodline in most cases, in other ways. And I ain't leaving nobody unturned. I'm not leaving anybody unturned in that scenario. So we're not even going there. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, They pick them. You have to understand that the nature of the archon and how it works. It's a shapeshifter. It mimics. If they see you want tyranny, it'll give you a dictator. But if they see if you want freedom, or should I say, but what if they see you want the freedom? They don't give you freedom. They give you a liberator. Yeah, that's a trip. We got a new liberator all of a sudden. And we've seen them in our history, people. You've read the backstories. I'm not going to call no names. You read the backstories of some of these people that supposedly been liberators and all this. You've seen it. It gives you a false light. I've analyzed the structure of every major revolution in the last century. And every single time the people rise up, a hero magically appears from the elite class to lead them. He speaks their language. He validates their pain. He points out that these are the bad guys and screams exactly what you want to hear. And then what happens? You stop organizing. You stop building your own power. You take all that kinetic revolutionary energy, your libido, your life force, and you funnel it into one man and you outsource salvation. I know. You outsource salvation. Go figure. Go figure. In Carl Jung psychology, we call this inflation. All right. You project the self onto an external figure. You think he is the solution, and you don't have to be. They make you not be responsible. We are the responsible one. We are the responsible one. You get what I'm saying? We are the responsible one. The swarm loves this because the moment you put a cape on the politician, you go back to sleep. You wait for him to drain the swamp. Why did I say that? You wait for him to drain the swamp. You wait for him to release the files. And while you're waiting, you looking at the stage, the swarm is stripping the copper wire out of the walls of your house. These people are good. They're freaking good. Again, once you see it, you can't unsee it. When you start coming to the C4s and we just break this thing down and then we duplicate this in different cities, John is going to be doing it down there in San Antonio or Austin. I think it's Austin. Maybe San Antonio, Austin. Well, anyway, we'll be putting up his number pretty soon. We'll stream to some of those areas. But you get what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's all a plan. They have created a not so obvious establishment. This is how good this is. Nothing to see here, folks. This is how they do it. Do you really think the system would let a man on television, if he was an actual threat? Y'all know that, right? This is why we have suppression of what we do. They ain't letting us out there on that. We're not getting millions of views. Do you think the algorithm world would let him trend if he wasn't part of the code? I'm revealing something to you right now. It's going to be the small tribes that's going to be consistent in making it somewhere. We can't trust all of. They're now planting influencers everywhere, and they already done planted the fake video. And let me tell you what the plan is. It's called problem, reaction, solution. I don't care how you look at it. All right, it's problem, reaction, solution, and let me give it to you in real time, because you're already a part of it. And if you acknowledge what I'm about to tell you, give me some props. Just go ahead and say you go, boy. Okay, when I finish this. All of a sudden, I'm a content creator, and the back channels was, okay, this AI thing or whatever. And all of a sudden, YouTube said, we have to mark every video to tell you that it was fake. YouTube, that was their policy. If we put fake content in there, we needed to know. They wanted to know. Otherwise, you get demonetized. So you would think they're protecting the system. Then all of a sudden, the whole thing flipped. They start making stuff. They start saying. Then all of a sudden now, they kept trying to get us into this digital world where they can delete you like they do in China. Where, remember, if you ain't part of, they're just deleting people. They can't go anywhere. They can't buy nothing. They just don't exist. They're just on the street. They're deleted. No, nothing. Everything is identity. And now they said, well, how do we get the American people to do it? Well, they're going to fight back. Oh, yeah, well, let's make them some money off this crypto that we're going to control. That's cool. Get your money and get out. All right? We need to keep fiat currency, baby. I don't care what nobody say. You get to hide it. You get to do something with it. Yeah. There's a fight on the top. Some want it, and the ones who print our money, they're mad. They're fighting. And we're the prize. But anyway, let me say this. So all of a sudden, we start getting these videos where first it was funny. A little baby hop up out of the bed and say, no. And right when he's born, you laugh. You get this one where this dog sniffs around and barks and the truck, whatever, and the dog saves the human. And everybody who's got a dog, even mine, looking at my dog saying, "Are you gonna do me and my dog?" Like, dude, you believe in that? My dog is looking at me like, you believe that? But we want a dog like that. I grew up, everybody wanted Lassie or Old Yeller, right? God forbid they use one of them dogs in one of these fake videos. You'll go viral. All the old folks would be like, Jimmy need a rope? But listen, so we're watching all of this fake videos, and it used to have a little tag that said sorry. Y'all knew that, right? They was tagging it. Now it's removed. And you got to watch it 4, 5, 6 times just to look for the things that is not right. You got to watch it 4 or 5 times. Let me tell you what they're doing. They're going to get to a point where we call problem, reaction, solution. And it's going to take about a year or two, and maybe less, the way they're moving. We're going to get pissed off. And I'm saying we're going to demand authenticity. Boy, did I say that word? Did I chew it? But you know I got my grammar box. We're going to demand that we want the real stuff. We're going to march. We don't want to see no more fake stuff. Because I'm telling you, it gets really good. I watched a lion pick up somebody, grab him in the head, and my head started hurting. And I knew it was fake. I'm like, wow. You get what I'm saying? So they make us get to a point to where we're going to scream, we want the real stuff. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to present us a hero. And then that hero is going to start telling us about, digital ID, we need to be verified. It's going to be somebody we knew, somebody who they planted, somebody who they already been built, already was there, is already in code. He's part of the system. He's been in front of it. It's just his time now because they know the future. So it ain't nothing new. They planted him 10, 15 years ago, worked on him, and then all of a sudden he's going to get all kind of social media coverage, and it's going to be the new person of the truth of that, right? And we're going to vote for it. And all of a sudden, everything is now ID'd, and you got trapped. We got trapped. See, this is why in my dreams, I kept saying we got to come up not just with truth seekers anymore. It's time for truth speakers. Why do I say that? Because being authentic is going to be the golden goose of the future. When people know who you are and you are real, they can touch, feel, and understand that this is real stuff coming out. It's gold for the future because they're going to be looking for that. They're going to need the tribe. We need a tribe. Don't get caught up to what I'm talking about because it's happening in real time. And don't tell me that you don't see what I'm talking about. Let me know in the chat. Are you with me? Do y'all see the fake stuff that I'm talking about? Let me know. And thank you, Sunfire. So you go, boy. You get what I'm saying? It's what I'm talking about. It is happening. I'm not making this up. I don't have to make it up. It's up to you. Your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. Let your mind be blind to see it and see the trap. So if you got something to say and you've been trying to say it, it's time to talk because we need some real stuff out here now. We need to know where all the real stuff is. That's all I'm trying to tell you. If you got something you want to say, you want to start coming on this show with me, get you a camera and a microphone so we can see and hear you. We don't want to be hidden behind all this stuff in dark lights. We ain't doing that. We need to know who's talking. And I will give you your voice. Here, you already got your voice, right? See, the ultimate twist of the knife is this. The save the world movement is just the other side of the destroy the world coin. It's the same currency. Hope is the ultimate prison. You know, but we have to give you hope, though. You get what I'm saying? My job is to let you know hope exists. But they try to make it the ultimate prison because they know people don't have any. But it is. You can have it, and you should. I want you to know that you can do this. Renee said, I'm with you. You get what I'm saying? We're going to do. This is why we're doing our C4s in Dallas. I'm just telling you, conspiracy and conscious convergence community. It was a dream. It was a forethought. But it's now a reality. Oh, and it's difficult. It's hard. I got a few people, but it's hard. I had to do this. You change this, and somebody didn't agree with this. They don't agree with that. And there are people who say, I'm not coming back. So what? I get it. But the ones in the future, when we perfect it, they're going to be shouted at the top of the roof. Yes, Truth versus Authority and the friends of them and my brother Joseph and other people who's coming, all these people who's part of this thing, this C4, this explosion. And people are going to be speaking. Like I said, you see this clock? It'll tick. It's going to be at the thing. It's going to tick. You get a chance, you get to talk. Somebody else get to talk. Everybody, I don't care what it is. Let it be whatever. I don't care if it's fraud and somebody's ripping us off. We want to know. Tell us what you know. You're going to walk away from those. You're going to learn stuff about conspiracy. And then we're going to have an hour of consciousness. And I don't care if it's experience, reality, knowledge, or whatever. Everybody's contributing to where we're going, the truth. And we ain't judging nobody. You hear something that somebody said that you already learned, good for you. You ain't got to get up and show your ego and be like, well, I know. No, if you do that, you go. We don't need that. We need love. And that's where love is. That's the question or the answer. But let me continue, because if I get angry, they're going to feed off of it. But if I laugh that we're going to be doing love, they can't do it. They don't want the love. So we're going to love. So remember the myth of the Pandora's box? I know y'all thought I had lost my outline, but I did. When all the evils of the world were just released, the plague, the sorrow, the vice, that was the last thing left in the Pandora's box was hope, right? We're taught that hope is a good thing, you know, but the Greeks knew better. Hope is the suspension of action. You get what I'm saying? Hope is the drug that keeps you suffering in the present because you are fascinating about the future and that someone else is going to build for you. I gave it another word last week, and you should have seen the comments. But I'm saying to you, as a double-edged scale here, you got to believe in something, people, because that is going to get you through the hard time. Just have hope for the right thing is what I'm trying to say. In other words, just don't fall into the trap of the hope that they constructed. And when we look at you and you come to our C4s and we tell you that we love you, you ain't got to hope that shit. We mean it. But we need to give it to you so that you have hope that you're a lovable person, because the whole world want to tell you that you are wrong, and it's just that we make bad choices. There's no good or bad person. It's just our choices. You just got to make better choices. And if you make a bunch of bad choices, that creates a bad situation. That's all. You still go look in the Bible. There's a lot of people that whacked off a lot of people that did some bad stuff, but God loved them. You know what I'm saying? The swarm doesn't need you to love them. They just need you to look at them. Whether you are cheering or booing, your eyes are on the same screen, your mind is in their simulation. You get what I'm saying, right? They I get it now. It's both sides. It's both sides. It's both sides. And so what I'm saying to you, just use the right hope. That's all I'm saying, right? Even though you heard what I just said, it's just so it's two things can be true at the same time, but just think about it. There's just two buckets. There's a bucket of hope over here, and there's a bucket of hope over there. And if you get into drinking the wrong bucket, that's all I'm talking about, right? Because you got to manifest, you got to think these things, you got to know, and it's going to start there. But they just want to make sure our minds stay in this simulation. And the moment you realize that hero and the villain are having dinner together after the show, you know what I'm talking about? We see it every day in the congressional hearings. They're going at it. Yeah. We want the disclosure. The American people need to know disclosure. Well, we don't know about a UFO. Yes, y'all do. You know, and they're both government servants. Okay. We're voting for him, sending money to his campaign because he over there saying disclosure, the government people, the public needs to know, and we're falling for it. And when they get through, they go into the other side and they sit at the dinner table and say, oh, yeah, Joe, yeah, that was good. Oh, yeah, that was great. And because the person behind them is the one who's controlling the strings. And we fall for it. We fall for it. That's all I'm saying. And we see it every day. Good guy, bad guy, right? That is the moment the spell breaks once they know we know it's the same show. And this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to point out everything. When we do our C4s here, there, people just going to be like, what you see on TV? Oh, yeah, break the code. What did you see? Because you're gifted. There's people who can spend their gifted that their family members told them they was crazy. There's people who going to be part of our community that people talk down on because they count backwards, but when they count backwards, they get it totally correct. I don't know, because we got gifted people. There's people in our community who feel a certain way and they can sense like a rat, be like, that ain't right. And people in their family call them, you just too, cautious. You don't trust nobody. There's people in our community can see a lot of things, auras. Yeah, we got people that come in there in our community, they can see your aura. When you walk in, they'll tell you about it. Ain't nothing hidden there. Ain't nothing hidden there. That's the moment you become freaking dangerous, people. Not because you have a leader, because you have realized no one is coming to save you. You not the way they put it. You get what I'm saying? Not the way they put it. So then this is where it goes. This is how the scenario works. And you definitely want to know. You get what I'm saying? Now I'm getting ready to bring this home for you. We've been here an hour already. I'll bring it home. So why are they doing this? I know a lot of people may be asking. They may be like, Roderick, answer why are they doing it? Because everybody always want to know. I ask myself the question every night for 20 years. Why go through all the trouble? Why build a global surveillance grid? Why poison the water? Why create a fake culture war? If they already got the money. Am I the one who would ask those questions? I mean, you got to get curious, right? You got to get curious. And like I said, why poison the water? Why? And you're not worried about your cousin drinking the water? No, they don't, because they don't eat. They eat organic foods. They don't eat through the same food supply and chain that we do. They don't eat at the restaurants we do. They don't garden at the place we do. They don't shop at the places we do. They don't do it because their tribe has their tribe of what they're doing. See, I commend my brother Yosef, who actually has a tribe in their own land. Really? Yes, he does. And I'm proud of him. Every time we talk, a bunch of knowledge. They got their own campfire. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, why create the fake culture? If they already have the money, because we think money is everything. And don't get me wrong, I think money is important. And you might be like, money ain't everything, right? Well, it's not. But I rate it right out there with auction, if you want to rate it somewhere. But what do they actually want? And this is where we leave politics behind and enter, ladies and gentlemen, what I've been trying to go through all night, the forbidden zone. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to talk about the forbidden zone. Let's go there. Let's talk about the forbidden zone. All right. I have stared into the abyss of the archives, and the answer is staring right back at us. They don't want your money, people. Money is fiction. They print it. They don't want our money. That's how I started this show out. They don't want our money. You get what I'm saying? That's not what they want. They don't want just your labor either. Robots can do that. They're already doing it. I'm giving y'all some stuff tonight, right? I'm breaking protocol tonight. I really am. They don't want the money. They got us like that, but they don't want the money. They don't just want labor. Like I said, they're building robots for that. They want your frequency. That's what they want. They want your frequency, your energy, your loosh, the food. The Matrix talked about it. We're batteries. They want your frequency. They love it when they get you and your brother and your sister and your cousin to argue and fight, and you don't even know why at the end of the 6 months from now. And the one who does, probably who was hurt the most, but the rest of them go on and they forget. They want us to argue with each other. They want us to not do the most powerful thing is what I'm going to say at the end of the show. I love you. They don't want you to do that. People meet me now. I'm doing kind stuff. I do. And I've grown immensely over the last year. I can't even tell you when I'm going to be a year from now. It just opened up. I see it. I saw it. And I just said, forget it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. But like I say, you got to be careful because you can get betrayed. There's a lot of things can happen. So my circle is smaller now, but that freaking thing is stronger. It's stronger. Yeah, sometimes it does that. But they want your frequency. This is why I explain it. And all of you who order, you should get yours by 2 days. I shipped everything out. Finally, they got here. I shipped them out. Thanksgiving. I was up at Thanksgiving by myself. I spent Thanksgiving alone. And I know all of you enjoyed turkey and family and friends. My mother was going over to her brother's widow's house. And it's just me and my mom. And then, I have my brother. He's over one place. So I came up here. I didn't call anybody. I knew everybody's busy Thanksgiving. And I was here by myself, which is the last 4 years I've been Thanksgiving. And then I have a family. They bring me a ham and a turkey. and the day before Thanksgiving, they've been doing it for 4 years. But this is my last year of doing that. If I don't have the family, I'm going to create the family or anybody in our tribe. If you ain't got nowhere to go, we're going to have a Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to get a place and I'll pay for it. And we're going to have our own food. Okay. So if you know Thanksgiving is coming up, but we're going to do it. But yeah, like I said, I'll be there, but they want your frequency. Listen, this is why I created this solar plex to block that energy, people. You got to control that energy and you got to do the shadow work and then you'll see it. You will see it. All right. The Gnostic test that I uncovered in the Naga or Nag Hammadi, all right, library were very specific. You can go research this yourself. They describe the archons not as rulers, but as actual feeders. This is what they do. They are cut off from source. And you go back to the archon, you go back to Sophia, and then I think she created the Demiurge, which was him who then created the archons because he didn't know. And, he was supposed to be whatever, go look up the story. But Sophia is where it begun. But the Demiurge, if I'm pronouncing that right, Demiurge or Demiurge or whatever, this is where these archons came from. They're cold and they're empty. And sometimes they get into people if they can, right? They are, what you call it? Simulacrum, right? SIMUL, ACRUM. You got my grammar box. A copy without an original. That's what the definition would be. This is what they are. But you are different. You have something that they're terrified of. The ancient call it empinoia or whatever, EPINOIA, the luminous imagination, the divine spark. Why do you think our mascot is called Luminous? Our mascot is called Luminous. You know that, right? Everything is done intentionally around here, people. Everything is done intentionally because we know where we're going and we know what we have to do. But you've been knowing it too. You've been knowing it too. You just didn't really be able to put your finger on it, right? Well, once again, what they fear the most is what the ancients was calling, and the divine spark, the ability to dream. Oh my God, listen to me now. I'm getting ready to drop it right here for you. They fear because you have the ability to dream a new reality into existence. I hope y'all just heard me. In fact, I want to practice with you right now. What I'm going to say is going to give you the goosebumps. Because again, they fear you because you got the ability to dream a new reality into existence, okay? They do. I'm just letting you know. But what I'm about to say to you should just give you goosebumps. And I want you to follow along with me because this is for you. This is love for all of us, but love for you. But I just said the ability to dream a new reality into existence. So here's your marching orders going into 2026. I want you to dream like a fool. You hear me? I can get teary-eyed when I say this to you, but I'm telling you, dream like a fucking fool. Dream the most craziest damn dreams that you can ever dream, and let anybody tell you that you're crazy. Let them tell you, but you dream like a fool. And you keep dreaming and you dream it and watch their reality change for you. I'm telling you the truth. That's the one biggest thing they don't want you to do. You are the creator being trapped in this simulation ran by their managers and what they're doing. You dream like a fool. And like I said again, I'm just going to say it again, and you should just know. You get what I'm saying? I want you to dream like a fool. So dream like a fool and put it in the chat. Dream like a fool. Dream to everybody around you. Say, she is crazy. He is crazy. He's always dreaming. You dream like a fool, and it will get you out of this reality that they put together because you're going to be somewhere else. I'm telling you, dream your crazy dreams, and you make sure they manifest themselves because they will, because you're a creator, and we all are, and they don't want us to know that. So, like I said, put in the chat, dream like a fool. I just want you to know. There you go. Dream like a fool. That's all I'm telling you. You get what I'm saying? Just understand. Dream like a fool, people. All right. Like I said, you're a creator. You're being trapped in a simulation ran by managers who cannot create. They're jealous of you. They hate you because you have a connection to the eternal that they severed eons ago. They cannot connect to source. They can't. And they're jealous about it. And because they cannot connect to generate their own force, life force, they have to harvest hours. And they created the system for them to do that. They do it. All right, so all I'm saying is we have to understand it. We have to understand it, people. And think about it. What does a system produce? Does it produce joy? Does it produce peace? Love? No, it doesn't. It produces fear. It produces damn sure a lot of anxiety. It produces hatred. Why? because that is their food source. And every time you scream at the television, every time you do the scroll through the news, every time you feel the knock of terror at your stomach about the next pandemic or nuclear war, you're generating a specific bioelectrical frequency. You're generating loosh. You're the battery powering the very machine that they enslave you with. That's what they do. You get what I'm saying? That's what they do. That's what they do. They're built what I consider a black iron prison around consciousness. This is why we have our conspiracy and consciousness convergence community, December the 13th here in Dallas, 12 to 4, I think. Just come. Get your little sound meditation. You know what I'm saying? Just come. I just want you to come, okay? Just show up, come. I'll put the address up pretty soon. I would rather for people to register so I can have a head count. But if that's too difficult or you just don't have time, the address is the DEC network on Camp Wisdom, 35 something Redbird, okay? Just come. Bring some people. Rent a free t-shirt. Bring some people. Just tell them to come. Because once again, they built this black iron prison around consciousness, and they keep you in a state of low vibrational survival mode. What if we, and why we, and when we show you how to raise that at all times? They can't even find you. People are like, Ryder, how can the reptilians, well, their minions can find me here because they're walking among us. But the other ones that's trying to attach, they can't see me. My vibration is not there. They can't see me. I wear my protections all the time. They can't see me. They can't see me. All right. So I just want you to know they can't see me. They can't do it. I don't know, my fingers cramping. Maybe because it's cold in here or something. I don't know. But anyway, fight or flight. That's the reptilian brain. So that you never access your higher functions. They poison your pineal gland with fluoride, your mind with propaganda, and make sure that the third eye remains freaking shut. Your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. Now you get it, right? You get what I've been saying this all this time. They make sure that third eye is shut. That mind is blind, people. They make sure it's shut. And I know that I'm going to hit you hard what I'm going to say next. I know I'm going to hit you hard for what I'm going to say next. Because if you actually woke up, I know if it's pissing people off, not woke like the corporate media says, but we're talking spiritually awake, you will realize that you outnumber them. We all do million to one, not just in bodies, but in power. The ultimate conspiracy is this. They have convinced the lion that he is a sheep. Yeah. That's why I tell you to dream like a fool. They have convinced the lion in you that it's sleep. Or a sheep, I should say. And sleep is a damn near a sheep anyway. But it's a sheep. It's got to follow. That's the game plan. That's the game plan. You get what I'm saying, right? That's the game plan. The moral here isn't about voting harder, people. It's about finding a better politician. See, the moral is metaphysical sovereignty. There you go. Metaphysical sovereignty. That's what it's all about. But we have to blend the conspiracy and conscious world together because both is needed. Both is part of the complex of all of it. You can't go to conscious without knowing that something was wrong in the conspiracy. But then there's a lot of people. I was speaking to a guy, he has a whole audience of conscious people, and he said that they still disconnected from the media and what's going on because the world is over here. But they're still walking in this world. And when you're walking in this world, you're not gonna see the unseen. But you stay here long enough, you're gonna do it. I've had people say, well, Roderick, you talked about aliens all the time. Yeah, I still am. But I also need to take us on the journey of knowledge that if I have access to, you need to have access to it. Why not? This is why we're doing what we're doing. So y'all know Doc B will be here in December. Billy Carson is going to be here in January, starting off the new year. And then we're going to do a psychic group session in February. Yeah, my sister come and Courtney, we're going to have a group, and she's going to psych the other side for you, baby, in a group set. You're going to see it in real time. And then we're going to do it VIP. And then Billy coming back. Then Aaron is coming back. Yaya is coming here every month. But our C4s are free. Come to every month. We're still doing the C4s. I'll be giving out free tickets at the C4s to the paid events. Bring some guests and get into the pool so we can grow it. That's what we're doing right here. All right. And there's a text number in the thing. Get on our text list. Where I don't care where you live. Just get in the text list so you can know the updates. So listen, you have to starve the parasite, people. You have to cut the cord. That means you got to stop giving them your attention. You got to stop giving them your fear. You got to stop participating in their hooligan rituals. And when they try to divide you with race, gender, or politics, refuse to play. Don't play with that. You have to integrate the shadow. This is why I created this 100-page shadow guidebook. I do base it on the reptilian stuff because they're existing. Carl Jung, the only man who really understood the psychological of evil, and said that one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. All right? I just learned that too the other day. You cannot get into the light without exposing the darkness. I don't know why a lot of people think they're walking in the light. Some of them, they just think they are, and they don't. You got to integrate the darkness. How duality. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all that I'm saying. You have to look at the swarm and look at the corruption instead of being afraid. And you have to say, I see you. I know what you're up to. I know who you are. I know you have no power over me. And you can do that. And the moment you reclaim your mind, your system collapse. That's why we do what we do. This is why we're doing what we're doing. When you reclaim your mind, the system collapse. It cannot hang in there. It can't. It only exists because you believe in it. So dream like a fool. It's a magic trick, right? It's a magic trick. That's all I'm saying. And it only works. That trick only works as long as the audience is hypnotized. And Hollywood, with their Holly magical world, have figured out a way that they need to do this. And that's how they roll, people. That's how they roll. And I'm telling you, we're standing on the precipice of a new eon. They are pushing transhumanism, merging man with machine, because they want to trap your consciousness in a silicone forever. They want to sever the divine spark, and once and for all, they need to get rid of it. They're working toward it. But they're going to fail, though. They will fail because the human spirit is not a code. It's not an algorithm. Fire. And it's time to burn that stuff down and work together as a tribe. It's time to do that. It's time to lay down this mess of, oh, this and that. And if you got something to say, come and say it. Come and say it. But dream like a fool, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the word for the month. Dream like a fool. And you have to. Y'all with me, right? They want you to believe it's over. They want you to believe that the swarm is too big, the money is too vast, the technology is too advanced for you to fight. Our ancestors had primitive stuff. That's a lie, because that keeps the cage locked. The truth is, they're terrified of you. I've seen some of their internal documents. I've tracked their panics. And why do you think that they're censoring the internet? Why do you think they're shadow banning this broadcast right now? Why do you think they're desperate to medicate the children and to sedate the mind? Because they know the math, that there are 8 billion of us and 10,000 of them. And the moment we stop fighting each other and turn our eyes that way, The game over. The illusion dissolves. See, we're done asking for permission to exist, especially in our organization, our community. We're done begging for the scraps on the table of the elites. We're done waiting for the savior to parachute in from the very system that hate us anyway. You are the savior you've been waiting for. And it all starts today. It starts with taking back your biology. I'm trying to do it now. You got to put down the poison food, turn off the poison media, reclaim your body. I'm in a fight for that, but I'm winning. It starts with taking back your mind. Learn the system science. Learn how to read symbols. When you see the caduceus, you see the lie. When you see the hexagram, use the divide, you see the trap. You're building a parallel society. We're building the network of shadow operators. What we do, men and women who are awake, who are sovereign, and who are ready to lead, not just truth seekers, but truth speakers. We don't need their banks. We're building our own value. In some cases, we don't need their schools. We can teach our own history. We don't need their approval. We have our own dignity, people. And I'm calling on you right now tonight. Don't just watch this video and go back to sleep. That's what they want. They want you to be a spectator at your own funeral. You know, how do we do that? Get into the fight. Join our community. Join our community. We're training leaders, not followers. We're arming you with the intellectual weapons to dismantle the swarm piece by piece. We're teaching you the psychics of freedom, the physics of it. The future is not digital. The future is human. The future is offline. The future is us. So look at your hands. Look at your children. This is where the power, the divine spark, the impenia or noia, whatever, it's burning inside of you right now. Don't let them snuff it out. They want a great reset, and we'll give them a great awakening. So we're going to activate the throat chakras. As you see, I'm coughing now. We're going to activate. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to activate the throat chakras. We are the resistance, truth versus authority. Like I said, we're a new rebellion. We are the light in the black iron prison. We're going to light that booger up. And that's what we're going to do. And we're winning. Because why? We got love. We got love. Now, I want you to go and break yourself out of the simulation. I want to tell you personally, I love you. And when you come to our C4s, I got a plan. We're going to tell you I love you. My goal, and hopefully everybody commits to it, is that we're going to make one big ass circle. That's my dream. And we're going to have somebody standing in the middle. It could be you, anybody. Just get in the middle. And all I want you to do is just turn. And no matter who you look at in that circle, their job is to tell you they love you or you're beautiful or whatever we want to say. And you can tell us what you want to hear too, and we'll tell you because you need affirmation. Well, we're going to do it, and you're going to get energy, and you can just bathe in the love. We're going to start the journey. We're just going to do it. Oh, it may be all kooky or something. Oh, it may be all play, but I guarantee you somebody is going to get some love from it that day who hadn't got none. Somebody's going to walk away with some energy that they had never had. And then they're going to spread that to other people. And that's what we're going to do. Like I said, you know, you can go to truthversusauthority.org, and Doc B is on the 20th. I have the link. It's not going to stay up all the time. You can go and you can register to watch the webinar part. You know, when he decodes Christmas, because we won't make sure everybody get that pineal gland open going into 26. You can register for that. Just watch the online part. Although the live version, there will be a second hours of the Access Core experience that won't be filmed. But you can just pay for the lecture of that part. But go there, truthversusauthority.org, and get your tickets. I'm just telling you now. You got to get your tickets. And you won't be disappointed. That's for sure. Yeah, you won't be disappointed. I can tell you that much. But come to our personal events, you know, and come to our live events. Yeah, we can do it. We can keep that frequency high and whatever. Now, if you're in Dallas area, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you in the Dallas area, you watching. Or maybe you in Houston. Maybe you, if you're in Houston, say Houston. But if you're in Texas, but if you're in Dallas, let me know. Let me know. You get what I'm saying? We're all right. So we got a 1. All right. Darcel, is it Darcel? And listen to You'll Be There, Michael Jackson. All right, we can do that. To love is to love. Oh, we got some more ones. Some fire goddesses and what you been our thing? Some who in our group have, I know who Lillian is. Who is some fire goddess? Put your well, you don't want nobody to know your name, don't worry about it. But either way. Man, we ain't got but 3 people in Dallas on here. Rap. What about Fort Worth? What about somewhere else? C. Jones? That she in Dallas. Okay, cool. All right. We got 4 people in Dallas, Fort Worth. Damn. We got to get some more people to move here. Oh, Libby Lou said I'm in Dallas. Cool. All right. So we getting somewhere. All right. Rich is in Houston. Oh, you in Houston. Why you say 1? Like you, oh, I did say Dallas. I did say Houston 1. I got you. Well, that means you can still drive up though. All right, San Antonio. Well, like I said, we're gonna have, yeah. And y'all can drive up. Drive up to the C4, December the 13th. Go up there at True Verse Store to register. It's free. Just come on up and get around this thing. We're gonna be doing some great stuff. You said, it's me, Rod. I took you for your birthday dinner. You took me for my birthday dinner. Oh, that wasn't this year. That was last year, right? Was it last year? Yeah. Well, what's up, Miss Lady? All right, cool. Houston. All right, Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. But anyway, yeah. So again, make sure you all prepared. If you are ready to be a true speaker, and we're going to start doing more interviews, talking to people, because it's all about truth versus authority. I got to call my little gentleman back. He gave me his number. He was on Forbidden Knowledge last week. I'm gonna give him a call. I think he'll be a great researcher. But if you're ready, let's do this. Yeah, last year. All right. Well, thank you. I know who you are. So all I'm saying is that it's time, right? Yeah, and thank you for taking me out from it. And I'm saying to you that it's time, right? It's time. But we're gonna have to grow it. You may know somebody in Dallas. Just tell them to come to the C4. It's called C4. Go to truthversusauthority.org. And then, like I said, we're going to start doing pop-ups everywhere. We may even get a sprinter van and drive down to San Antonio or drive down to Houston one week. We're going to move this thing around. Yeah. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? We got a lot of stuff we can do. We got a lot of stuff that we could do. Very interesting that we can do. A lot of stuff. That's all I'm saying. We got a lot of stuff we can do. A lot. Yeah, Fort Worth. You're right, Terrence. Yeah, you ain't far. Yeah, you're not far. Yeah. So, like I said, we're going to do some lot of stuff. So I hope you got a lot of value from where we are tonight. And like I said, if you go to our website, and then if you want, and if you are in the Patreon, and you want to see the thing that Brother Joseph, we did a sigil, and someone said I want to join the community. You already there. Just come. Where you located at, Victor? You in Dallas, right? You said Dallas, right? I thought you said I thought I heard you say you was. All right. So anyway, yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna get ready to get out of here. And I'll be kind of doing the same topic on Forbidden Knowledge tomorrow. And so I will be there. Sugar Land. Okay, that ain't far. Yeah. Yeah, we did. We had a great time. And so I hope that you all understand that, again, we're in this thing to win it, right? We're going to be in it to win it. And so make sure, go online. If you're in Dallas right now, at least know 3 or 4 of you, go to truthversusauthority.org, register for the C4. Like I said, it's a free box there. Just check it, just register. I know, how many people are coming, because I may have got a surprise, maybe not. But make sure that you all are there, okay? And understand what we're about to do beautifully. And more likely, I'm thinking about live streaming. I want to do a live stream during the daytime one of these days too. Like Monday, we'll still do our night, but I also want to do like a 3 or 4 o'clock. I don't know if anybody around to be watching it that time of day. But I am going to start back live in here after I finish resting a little bit, maybe an extra 2 days a week or so we can do more on our channel and community, because it's time for us to really get aggressive in the most loving way, that real aggressive love, and we can do that. So again, so as we come to a close, I want to say I love you, and if you did not hear it over the Thanksgiving weekend, or you felt that it was a little fake, let's give everybody some good love. Put in the chat, I love you all. Y'all know how we like to end it, so that people can see it, the chat later, and know that they being loved. But again, to my haters, if you hear hating on me, then fine. I still love you. I may not want to meet you, but I'd still love you. But if you're here hating all the time, then really you're a fan. You're just critical. I take criticism. And so we can go down that route and love each other for the criticism, instead of hate, right? And we can do that. But in the meantime, just let everybody know I love you all. And once again, this family, this community is one of the greatest, and we're going to continue to grow it and get our messaging out there. So I hope y'all ready to kind of get into some complex topics. The other stuff, we'll still, our DNA is aliens. Our DNA is the extraterrestrial and paranormal side of things. But I know that it's bigger than that, and therefore we have to go on that journey together. We have to go on that journey together. We must go on that journey together. Okay. All right. Be safe. Give someone a hug. Hug your cats, your dogs, your birds, your fish. I don't know about hugging your fish, but if you fish will let you hug them, then you do that. But in the meantime, do what you have.
UFOs. UAPs. Unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Who are they? Where are they from? And what is their intent?
All questions that immediately come to mind with the mention of UFOs.
A Pentagon report is detailing a dramatic increase in UFO sightings, more than 350 since 2021. Many of them are explained as being drones, birds, or weather events, but about half of them remain unexplained.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA.
My gosh.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This video taken by the Navy showing what he describes as pyramid-shaped UFOs flying over the USS Russell off the San Diego coast in July of 2019. The Pentagon has since confirmed that the video is authentic.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection. Late this afternoon, a bulletin from New Mexico suggested that the widely publicized mystery of the flying saucers may soon be solved. Army Air Force officers reported that one of the strange discs had been found and inspected sometime last week. Our correspondents in Los Angeles and Chicago have been in contact with Army officials endeavoring to obtain all possible late information. Joe Wilson reports to us now from Chicago. The Army may be getting to the bottom of all this talk about the so-called flying saucers. As a matter of fact, the 509th Atomic Bomb Group headquarters at Roswell, New Mexico, reports that it has received one of the discs which landed on a ranch outside Roswell. A disc landed at a ranch at Corona, New Mexico, and the rancher turned it over to the Air Force. Rancher W.W. Brazil is the man who discovered the saucer.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we
don't know exactly what they are.
More people are coming forward with their own sightings.
Videos recorded by U.S. Navy personnel have added a new layer of evidence to the current national debate about UFOs.
Right at that moment, I saw what looked like 5 lights flying in formation in kind of an inverted check mark.
The NASA independent study team did not find any evidence that UAP have an extraterrestrial origin. We don't know what these UAP are.
The mysterious flying objects are still a mystery. NASA will continue investigating them and has appointed a director of UAP research.
Technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had.